So one of the most innovative quantum computing companies is IonQ, and I just went to CES conference, was able to get this media pass, and I actually asked IonQ questions. The reason I was able to get this pass was because if you guys subscribe, and we got over 10,000 subscribers, so we just hit on New Year's Day of 2025. So if you'd like to stay up to date with tech, AI, quantum computing, space, all those different stocks, including cryptos, and the best assets to invest in, I would encourage you guys to subscribe. If you'd like to learn about business, entrepreneurship, this is the place. So let's get into it. We're going to be looking at IonQ today. We'll start off a little bit with where the news is. We'll get into some of the technicals. So again, IonQ. If you go to their website, you can see they recently had changed some of their headlines to say quantum is now. Quite interesting, right? So we had some big comments from the most prominent, the most famous CEO in the world outside of maybe Elon or Jeff Bezos. It's NVIDIA CEO Jensen. And he basically said quantum computing is 15, 20 years away at CES, this conference that I just showed you guys that pass. They were not too happy. A lot of the companies were not too happy. We went over some articles where a lot of the CEOs and companies in quantum were saying, hey, we're actually way closer than 15, 20 years. We're here right now. And you could even see this, they changed their website to say quantum is now, right now. That's so funny. They got some news. State of Maryland, University of Maryland announced a $1 billion capital of quantum initiative. So one of the things that we talked about with them when we were asking questions to some of their executives was what are they doing right now that's going to allow widespread adoption? And they talked about, you can see here, better battery materials. They talked about how they were taking millions of research data points and going down to just a few options with a quantum computer, spitting out the results with the combination of AI and a quantum computer, and basically coming to a new solution for a battery to improve its efficiency by 70%. Then you can see direct carbon sequestration. You got battery materials. So that was one thing. You see some of their partners down here. And if it shows it, the other one that was really big, drug discovery. With 1,000 algorithmic qubits, we could help revolutionize the pharmaceutical industry. Absolutely, it's already happening. You see them finding peptide protein binding solutions by using quantum computers. Now, I'm going to open up my phone here. I have this note that I took from the conference, and some of the notes that I took are what they were saying in the conference. So the first thing they said was, right now we're $100 to $200 billion industry. We're expecting near term of $1 to $3 trillion near term impact. Materials, sensors, quantum computing, communications. Happening in the next 10 years, we'll see some extreme improvements. But one of the things that was interesting is they said they have 2 full utility quantum computers out in the next year, so in this year, and that their quantum computers were 10,000 times more efficient than Google's Willow quantum chip, and that they were expected to be 10,000 or expected to get 1,000 times more efficient. So they were talking in months or years, not decades, and they've achieved some of the things that people said quantum computing would have a tough time overcoming, like correction errors. They achieved correction errors, being able to direct and find correct errors using the quantum computers. One of the things they talked about, Microsoft says every industry will be full scale and use ability of quantum computers within 8 years. This calendar year, Microsoft's expecting to ship the most powerful quantum computer from a third party, And also, first party, Microsoft is developing their own. And Microsoft's one of the biggest partners and investors here with IonQ. And they just talked a lot about how they're getting subatomic answers, how they're working down, and that while they have a lot of qubits that they're developing, one of the biggest things is improving their fidelity of each qubit. And so basically that's like saying, look, you could have a bunch of GPUs all together. Like imagine like you're looking at a data center. You could say we have 1,000,000 GPUs, but like what if each GPU like isn't like fully optimized or all that good? Then it's like, oh, okay, it doesn't really matter. So they're basically saying we have this quantum computer that's operating with 1,000 QPUs or qubits, and and the biggest thing is not so much that we have so many qubits, but that each qubit is like fully optimized and reaches and we focus on fidelity. So basically that was a big thing. You can see some of their partners: NVIDIA, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. You got Lockheed Martin, GE, University of Maryland. And you can see some of their chips. They actually give you they hand you the quantum computer through the cloud. So it's as simple as going to AWS or Microsoft or what have you. We can open this link. This is inside of Amazon, and I can tap into the quantum computer through the cloud. So you can do that right here, and that's happening right in front of our eyes. So there's also some cool things happening. If you head over to Microsoft, I think, yeah, Microsoft's saying if you start using these quantum computers, see these ones, you got QCI, Quantinium actually was one that I got the card of one of the professors. Got to ask him some questions. It was great. And they basically are giving away $500 for free of using these quantum computers. They want people to use them. They want people to experience them. And they're giving away $500 free credit. So IonQ, again, they're a quantum computing company that's really in a lot of different industries. They are crushing it. Now let's take a look at some of the important things that every investor is going to be looking at, like their financials. Now, one of the things that really caught my eye, guys, was when we were watching this quantum computing track. Of course, they said it was all about business, right? I think it was called Quantum Means Business. And one of the things that they said was they were like, we're expecting that these upcoming earnings we're excited. They said, we're excited to share these upcoming earnings with you guys. We think that they're going to surprise you. They didn't say we're going to be more profitable here or anything like, because they have to be very careful what they say. But that was something they said. So we're going to be, watching the earnings closely. IonQ, expected revenue, they beat every quarter the past 5 quarters. If you look at their EPS, they haven't hit it, their earnings per share. Revenue, $12 million, up 100% year over year. Their net income was negative $52 million. So again, there's a lot of buying what could be. You have NVIDIA investing in them. You got partners like Microsoft, Amazon, and what have you. So they're very early stage, and they have been. But they said that they seemed like they're excited. If you think about it, 52 million, when you have a quantum computer solution that could make one of the big tech companies, let's say an extra 50 billion, not 50 million, 50 billion, your net income can rise pretty fast. So, we'll have to, it's going to be volatile. We're going to have to see what happens. Financials right now, obviously they're in the red here. You can see they're in the negative. They made 12 million, but their net income was still down. Net profit margins was still in general negative, but up 42% over the past year. Operating income was down. Net and cash was down. So we'll have to keep a close eye on it. Those are the financials. Now, the last thing with IonQ, you can look at articles, and guys, the articles, they're all going to be all hype articles. Some of them are going to be like buy or sell or what do you do? Here's the targets. You can obviously see that there's a lot of hype articles. So that's always going to happen. Totally get it. Some of it is like very bullish. Some of it is quite bearish. So just keep that in mind. What you need to know about the company is, again, they're working with some of the most prominent big tech companies in the world with their quantum computers, and they are definitely on the forefront of what will be some of the most prominent companies for quantum computing, especially as we start to see computing power need that surge, need more efficiency as we get into the AI boom 2025. And so they're positioned nicely. They're positioned in a way that we'll have to see if this plugging into new businesses in this last quarter and this last year is going to push their financials up. It's going to be quite interesting to see their earnings coming up as well. Let's take a look at their chart here. So they've kind of held this trend, right? They were down at around $5 a share before pushing up to $54 a share. And they were quite overextended. You can see on the RSI, see on the MACD. Then they sold off, and really they oversold. They overreacted. This was Jensen's comments. This is when they sold off. They found the support here at $25, which was a previous resistance, which when that happens, and it can hold a previous resistance, can sometimes indicate that it's going to continue to be bullish. There's a few key things we want to look at right now. It just broke back above this 200-day moving average, so that means if it stays above the moving average and it stays above this EMA, then that would mean we would potentially see it continue its upward direction. Right now, it does look a tiny bit overextended, as you can see on the MACD and the RSI. If it's going to continue this upward direction, it's still got just as much to fall as it does to continue up. So it is a little bit risky right now. What we'll be looking for is probably a sell-off potentially at market open on Tuesday. This is a pretty strong previous resistance and support that I can map out here. Previous resistance, support right here that we could potentially see it sell down to. That's kind of like a $33 range before it would bounce and potentially continue up. We'll see what happens at market open. Definitely looking at MACD, RSI looking a little overbought. So what we'd like to see most likely is a little bit of a healthier pullback, a better entry. And we'll see what happens at market open. If you guys would like to watch me trade live at market open on Tuesday, I would encourage you guys to check out StockMate down below. We have our greatest sale that we've had ever, and it's ending soon. It's the New Year's sale. If you want to take advantage of it, again, it's the second link down below to watch me trade live and surround yourself with other traders, investors. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. If I earned your thumbs up, do hit that like button. Do consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.